We are thrilled that you have decided to join us on this journey to reach children with the gospel. Venture Clubs is a part of the Mailbox Club, which reaches children in almost 100 nations around the world.
It all started with a boy who responded to an altar call, but George Eager didn't have anyone to disciple him and fell away from his faith. Later, he and his wife Laura experienced a tragedy in their own family, which made them run back to the Lord and begin this ministry, which now disciples over 11 million children every year.
There are so many remarkable stories that we would love to tell you, but we have limited time. So let me share my favorite about Maddie. She was a 4th grader, and the first day in the club, she announced, "My mom's an atheist." This young girl literally loved coming to the club, and she had many questions, and she wanted to know all about Jesus. When she was given a Bible, she hugged it and quickly gave her profession of faith. And then her mom later allowed her to attend the church's summer camp, and she got baptized. She eventually got her mother to come to church as well, and she also made a profession of faith. Wow, God is good!
Yes, he is.
That is a great testimony. Jules, can you tell our friends why we use Venture Club material?
Venture Club is flexible and inexpensive. In fact, it might be the least expensive curriculum out there.
And we do provide the whole program along with best practices, but ultimately this is your church's club. You decide what materials you purchase and what fits best for your church. I also love the way that the Bible's taught.
Yes, Venture Club goes beyond teaching Bible stories. The students learn who God is and how to apply the truth of the Bible to their own lives.
And how to articulate their faith. In every club, students verbalize what they learned to deepen that understanding. Like when I was a kid, I learned the story of Jesus calming the storm. And I learned that I didn't have to be afraid of thunder and lightning. I could pray and trust that God would protect me.
Yes, that is faith in action. The Venture Clubs use the 3 R's to teach. The first R is rehearse.
And when we teach students that God is almighty for the one truth of the week, we use stories like Jesus stopping the storm. And we incorporate other scriptures to reinforce that one truth, that God is almighty.
And then we draw the students in by allowing them to participate by asking and answering questions.
Next comes the one verse. The teachings include many verses, but we memorize one verse that reinforces that one truth. And this is the second R, recite.
And finally, the clubs break up into small groups so the students can restate what they learned and put it in their own words.
I love that. Venture Club kids are learning to defend biblical truths. They're learning apologetics so that they can defend their faith when they go off to college or out into the adult world.
Venture Clubs is not just Bible stories, it's making disciples.
Each of our Venture Club children, or disciples, grow when someone like you volunteers to teach them. Without volunteers, we never could have reached so many children. Volunteers are adults and teenagers who love, mentor, encourage, and guide children through the club. They do not need to be theologists. They just need to be willing to give a couple of hours a week to watch young people blossom in their relationship with the Lord. Volunteers are vital in all 3 types of clubs. Venture Clubs are not just for the church. They are great outreach ministries as well. Church Venture Clubs take place in the church, while outreach clubs take place in the schools and in the community. Starting a Venture Clubs is a great way that pastors can give their congregation the opportunity to use their gifts, serve, and mature as Christians. Outreach clubs are either after-school clubs that meet in public schools or community clubs that meet in a variety of different places, from recreation centers to individual homes. They both reach mostly unchurched kids. These kids might not hear about Jesus anywhere else.
Statistically, most believers become Christians before high school. D.L. Moody said if he could relive his entire life, he would give his entire ministry to the children. You have that same heart. You believe in the Great Commission, and you believe in what Jesus said, and let the little children come to me.
Our team will be praying for your church and ministry. You can contact us with any question. Now gather your team. and watch the other videos that we made for you that have more tips and details on how to run a club so that you will feel well prepared.
Aren't you excited to start this journey now that you've learned a little bit more about venture clubs?